Welcome to the Hank Cisco Show, ladies and gentlemen. Don't touch that dial. This show is going to be about quality of life. This show is going to be about people helping people. So, just don't move around. Just sit down, relax. And my guest today is Lindsay Mascaro, okay? And from the Mascaro family. We'll hear more about the Mascaro family. But this is a program that the Mascaro company, right, instituted or put together. Absolutely. And going into the schools, and we're talking about respect and teaching at an early age. And so I'm going to, it's your baby. You're going to have to tell me all about it, okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, Lindsay Mascaro. Man, Lindsay, how about, Lindsay, they used to call Lindsay Lindbergh, that flew over the Atlantic Ocean for the first time. They called him Lindsay, I think, right?
Did they?
No,
I'm not sure.
So you wasn't named after him?
No.
Who were you named after?
I was actually named after my aunt, my mom's sister. She was Linda, and so it's close. Lindsay's close.
That's Italian custom, right? Take care of the good mothers and good bodies, and I'm named after my uncle, and in fact, my real name is Frank. My brother gave me that name, Hank, and it stayed with me. But I have so many relations that name Frank.
Yeah.
So, well, all right, now, what is your position? You work for Mascaro Company, okay?
I do.
Pat Mascaro, which I know well, and I think everybody in this whole area that knows about him and the good he does in the communities. So, what is your position? What do you do?
I am the Director of Education and Community Relations. So we have an in-house department, education department, and then also I deal with the relations with the community. With the community,
okay.
Yes.
Now that's like public relations, right? And you go into the schools. Now you go into the schools, right?
Yes.
So what do you do?
We have a program.
I'm going to do I'm going to like a district attorney asking questions.
All right.
Questions, okay?
We have a program. It's called the Respect Program.
Oh, respect.
Respect, okay. Yes. And we go into the schools. It's geared toward children in the 3rd through 5th grades.
3rd grade?
To 5th grade.
Yep. To the 5th.
And
okay.
It's like an assembly, and we teach children about respect in their everyday lives, and we highlight respect for the environment through recycling.
Okay. Now, let me see. How's your program? How do you work this?
Well, this is the Respect Program folder. Each child is given this folder as well as an activity book and a pencil case with supplies. And that's what they're given after the program, and everything that's in there, they'll learn that during the presentation.
And then,
we talk about, who you should be respecting.
Pencil, eraser. No, they have erasers. Yeah, everybody makes mistakes. Yes, that's why they put, right.
2 erasers.
They put an eraser on the end, right? And a ruler, and this is a little zipper here, right?
Yeah.
What's this little yellow thing here?
It's another eraser.
Oh, okay.
That's for the big mistakes.
All right, good. Okay. All right, so they received that. Okay, now, the Respect Program. I see here's an article, also it's in the Norristown Times Herald, about this program. To this program, Mascaro committed $1.25 million to respect this whole program, giving out these programs.
Initially, yep.
And your logo is the elephant, right?
Yes.
And what happened to him today?
Dumpo couldn't make it, but he does join us when we go into the schools.
Yeah, well, next time we'll have the elephant
Dumpo,
here.
Yes.
But and he is a mascot. He gets into the schools with you?
He's a very good dancer. He comes out dancing to Aretha Franklin's R.E.S.P.E.C.T. Yes.
Oh, yeah? You do the Galandela?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
But he's got quite some moves.
Oh, yeah. And, okay, now we say respect, like respect for teachers, right? Mm-hmm. Parents,
yep.
police officers.
We do.
Courts.
We talk about all that. We start with respect for themselves.
Themselves, okay.
Yep.
What's that?
Because we think that it's important that they need to learn how to respect themselves before they can, respect other people and things around them. Then we talk about respect for their peers, for their teachers, for their family, authority, property.
Right. Well, respect. You want to know how I learned respect at a very early age? My father one time my father only went to, I think, 1st grade. My mother was educated. And so one day, I wanted to get my father's attention. I think I was around 6 or 7. And I hollered, hey, I want to get my father's attention. And he turned around, and he got real close to me, close enough, and he gave me what you call a buffazza. Buffazza, it's a backhand. Boom. you know, I said, Pop, what'd you hit me for? He says, you don't say hey to me. I'm your father. You say, Pop, Dad, you know. You don't say hey. Hey's
Yeah.
for horses. You understand? Yeah, okay, Pop, I put my hands up. You know? So I learned that, right? And I think I learned, too, in a Catholic school, in the nuns, you know.
Yes.
Now, the nuns were, you know, then it was like, in fact, we had one sister, her name was Sister Mary Perpetual Pain.
Oh, boy.
I mean, she was fast. She had her hands fast like Muhammad Ali, boom, boom, you know. So, in fact, we used to go by her. We would cross, do the sign of the cross, so our hands would be up in case they hit us, you know. But, I mean, I'm kidding in a way,
Yeah.
but I'm serious about it because my father always said you respect the older people,
Yep.
you know, people in the community, and respect, you know, that's what we were brought up. And that's what I hope we're not losing that along the way throughout this country. But a program like this, I got to congratulate Pat Mascaro and his whole company and family. Now, you know, you were what kind of education you have now? Let's get back to you.
Well, I was born.
What elementary school did you go to?
I went to Visitation.
Visitation?
So I too was part of the Catholic school system.
Right,
I
and
went
then-
there
then
up
where'd you
until
go?
8th grade. Then I went to Methacton High School,
Right?
not far from here. Then I moved on to University of Delaware. I was a Blue Hen.
And what'd you do there?
I have an education degree from Delaware.
Good, educating for children?
Yep, early
In other words,
childhood.
you're right at this is your bag, right?
So I'm right where I
Oh,
should
man.
be.
Good. All right. Now about your, I have to talk about the Mascaro family because it's all one big unit, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And tell me about your family, other aunts, uncles, and work with the company. Who are they? What do they do?
Oh, we've got everybody there. We have my siblings are working there, my cousins, obviously my dad and my uncles. We have some employees that have worked there for so long that they're part
yeah.
of the family. We really just have a great team over at Mascaro.
I know that for a fact. And in fact, I don't know what happened, but in Norristown you had to have the paper over here and the trash over here, you know. And so I've been there for over 40 years or so, but I got a warning because I separated. Somebody else must have come and put it in my trash. And so I called up Al and says, Al, I got a warning. Well, I want people to know that they want you to put, separate. It's got to be separate,
Yeah.
What do you call it? The
recycling, yeah.
recycle
All
separate
different
from the
rules,
other,
yeah.
So, hey, I'm the ambassador of Norristown, so I want to be admit that,
Setting an
they don't
example
care
there.
who you are. But I want you to do what's right,
Absolutely.
And it wasn't my fault, Pat. I'm sorry. So, all right, now your education and your background. Okay. Now, are you going to follow up on this? What you're doing here is working with children, right?
Yeah.
Sometime you want to be a school teacher, or what's the scoop?
I started my career in the early childhood field. I worked in a child care center as a teacher of small children, preschool, and then I moved into an administrative role within that field, and then the opportunity opened up for me to come to work for the family. And it was just such a great opportunity and a great
Sure, it's right
program
in your
that
line.
I couldn't resist. And
Oh,
so,
man.
it's really my focus right now is to take this level, this program and bring it up to the next level. So, right now we're reaching about 30,000 students a year, and we hope next year in the 2009-2010 school year to hit 50,000.
Wow.
So we're really just trying to get the program out there to let people know about how wonderful of a program it is. We offer it's as a community service, so it's free of charge. So really, it's just a great program to get
Great
into the
program.
schools.
And the amount of money that the company put into it, it's unbelievable. Now, you have something new here, Respect Program Activity Booklet. And this has to do what, health or something? What's the scoop on
It's
that?
Respect for Your Health. We've been in a lot of schools, and we really want to go back into the schools, the same schools. And so what we did is we changed the program a little bit, and we added Respect for Your Health. So really, and it's just really important for children nowadays. It's highlighting making healthy choices, eating choices, physical activity, peer pressure, things like that.
And what's this here, like sharpen them?
Yep, those are all different challenges, different activities for the children. Some are games, some are informational. That one there talks about the landfill, what you'll find in a landfill, how
what's
long
that?
it takes
What-
things to decompose.
Go ahead.
different recycling. So there's recycling activities,
This is
respect
all-
activities,
but-
everything that we touch on in the presentation. This is a really nice follow-up to that.
Yeah. Now, how about this? Now, I see here you got here some hints for healthy snacks. What's the scoop on that?
Just some healthy eating choices, instead of going out and getting a bag of potato chips, maybe, bananas dipped in yogurt, celery with peanut butter. So they're still, yummy choices, but
Yeah.
they're a little bit more healthy choices.
In other words, well, I take care of my staff here. I call my staff. I mean, the staff here at the school. Philadelphia soft pretzels. I mean, is that on the diet?
That'd be a healthy
well,
eating
one a
choice.
week won't hurt anybody, But this is good in the respect, the challenge, and each. I don't know. Here's another one for sharpen your mind too.
That's right. Connect the
Body
dots.
and mind, right?
Yep.
Okay. And all right, now tell me a little bit about this landfill. What's the scoop on that?
Well, the brochure that I brought is the Pioneer Crossing landfill. It's out in Birdsboro, Pennsylvania, so it's out towards Reading.
Wait, where is it?
It's in Birdsboro. It's towards Reading.
Okay.
In,
On the other
Berks
side of
County.
Pottstown.
Yeah. 422.
422.
And it's a landfill where, a lot of the Mascaro trash is dumped, and a lot of different companies in the area dump their trash there. But we really want to educate people about landfills and how, some people have the misconception that they may be dirty or unsafe places or maybe environmentally harmful places, but they're really not. And this is a state-of-the-art landfill. You're not going to find another one like it. And we do educational tours.
I see that you have a bus here,
Yep.
right? You put them in a bus.
We put them on the bus and we take them right up onto the top of the trash.
It's almost like what is it, like a volcano? You're viewing the volcano, right? Where the landfill and right.
Yeah.
That's great. All right, now, in other words, they go on there, they get in the bus, don't cost anything, right?
Nope.
Okay, and they tour, and I see here, and somebody explains.
Yeah,
what
our
happens.
engineers at the landfill, they give the tour. We have an education center where they go to initially, and they talk about the lining system of the landfill. There are 5 different liners that go down, and they're all different materials. And they have the children, actually hands-on feel the liner and see what it's like. And then they take them onto the bus, and they drive them all around the landfill, showing them the different areas, and they take them up to the top.
And that's usually by appointment, or who? how do they
Yes.
come?
Yep. There's scheduling information there. They would call Ann over at the landfill, and they do tours 7 days a week.
7 days a week?
They do.
Oh,
yeah.
my God.
They're very accommodating.
And, I mean, can somebody from this area line up?
Absolutely.
that would be a
And
day
really
trip.
from anywhere, and they also give them lunch as well.
And it's mostly school children or adults too, right?
Yeah, we actually had our biggest tour last Thursday and Friday. We had 150 children a day from a middle school in Lancaster.
How many?
150.
No kidding.
Yeah, so it was a unique experience, but it went really well. But we do all the way from kindergarten through colleges. And we also just recently had a senior center come through with some of their residents. So,
Well-
anyone who's interested in learning about the landfill can go.
Today, like, you start in the morning or afternoon? How long does that take? A couple hours?
They usually start them in the morning, usually around 10 o'clock. But we can be flexible and work around the schedules. But the landfill closes,
But an hour or two?
Yeah, it takes about an hour long, the tour.
I have to drink on that one, right? Okay. And now, how come you come work for your dad? What's the scoop on that? Huh?
I just really wanted to be part of the business to get to know what it's all about. I've been around it my whole life. So, growing up, I've always heard about the business, and I just, really want to be a part of the next generation of the business. And
Right,
so
right. In other words, keep it going.
want to get involved now while there's still
right
people
now-
who can teach.
We're talking about respect. We talk about the family and all. And now, your Pat Mascaro, his father originated, right?
Yep.
And tell me about that. I know you go in the office up there in
And
Lower
you'll see
Providence,
big
is it?
Yep.
And there's a picture of his mother and his father, which you have to go up there and go in his office.
It
and
really
see.
is a unique
Very unique,
experience. Yeah.
And well, tell me about that now. Well, that would be your grandfather.
Yep, J.P. Mascaro Sr., he would be my grandfather.
Was he alive when you were a baby, or do you
He
remember?
passed away only a few months after I was born.
Oh,
So I
yeah?
don't remember
You
actually
never-
meeting him.
no, okay.
No, but I've heard wonderful
But,
stories
all right,
about
tell me
him.
something about what you heard.
I heard that.
I know your dad talks a lot about it, because I do. I talk about my dad, I talk about my mom, my
Yeah.
older brothers and all.
Well, I mean, when you talk about respect, I don't think that there's two people in this world that my dad has a higher level of respect for than his parents. I mean, anytime
Well
that
said.
you've ever heard him, give speech or even, just in casual conversation, it's those two people that have made the greatest impression on him and taught him the importance of respect. And that's really, it's just a fundamental of our family business and why we chose that as something to give back to the community.
And the office is now located where, in Lower Providence, right?
Yep, it's in Audubon, right on Audubon Road
right,
off of
right,
422.
Audubon Road, is that what they call it? Right, right. Now, when you go into the schools, okay, what's the first thing you do to get their attention? It's pretty tough. An FBI agent can speak at a big conference, but you go before a elementary
Yeah.
grade or class, it's tough. Get a hold of the attention for 2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5 minutes.
Well, you really don't know what to expect when you go into the schools because we do go into such a variety of different schools.
Right.
We've been in public schools, parochial schools,
right.
we've been out, 2 hours out into the country. We've been right down in the heart of Philadelphia. So
Right.
each school we go to, each experience is completely different. So you really never know what to expect. But, the children, they really do participate. They really do take something away from it, and they love when Dumbo comes out at the end.
When I was police officer in Norristown, I was head of the juvenile division. I used to go into school with safety patrols and go into 3rd grade, 4th grade. And I always try to get their attention. So to get their attention, I said, all right, now, boys and girls, let's everybody work together. Okay, now, everybody put 2 fingers up like this. Okay, bump like this. Ready? Okay, ready? Pump, bump, bump, bump. Now spin. Stop. Backwards. Stop. Hands out. Slap them together. Fold them. Put them on your lap.
Yeah.
Okay. Boy, the nuns used to love that. Woo! Boy, sit down, shut up, and fold your hands. That was a command. And so then I would sing a little song. Never cross when the light is red. The light is red. The light is red. Always cross when the light is green. My fair children. We go on like that. And next thing you know, we had everybody singing. I don't know. Do you sing any songs?
We don't sing.
Well, then you're gonna have to
You
get-
wouldn't
I'll
want me
have
to
to come-
sing. If you'd like to come
I'll
and
get in,
sing,
I will
you're
sing a
welcome
little
to
song.
join us.
Yeah. Never cross when the light is red. Always cross when the light is green. The light is green. And then I say, all right, boys and girls, now put your hands over your head like this, a little halo over here like little angels. Ready? Always do what teacher says. Teacher says. So now I have people come up to me now. 20, 30 years later. Oh, I remember.
And
never
they're
cross
singing
when
the
light is
song.
red, an angel. So little things, anything to get the attention. Once you get the attention, then you give them the information. Okay. So, all right. Now, how long you been doing this? Come on with this.
Actually, I'm very new to the position. I started in January,
Oh, that's
Yeah.
new. January. No.
so less than a year. I've been with the family forever, but just new to the business.
You're working another job with the family?
Not with the family. It was
Oh,
a
okay.
different outside of the
Oh, okay.
family, but been a member of the family.
And so now tell me about Al DeGennaro. He's your lawyer, right? Lawyer, and
great
he's my
guy.
right-hand man, And he called me before the show and he says, make sure you get everything ready. I said, okay. I said, make sure you put the cards there so I
Yep.
can see it. So I won't have to wear my glasses. Well, I have to wear my glasses anyhow.
He looks out for us.
But this is, I think this would be good. Contact the Mascaro and get a tour.
Absolutely.
And would this be going even when schools?
All throughout the
It
summer.
could be Boy
Yep,
Scouts or Girl Scouts or
absolutely.
something. Don't necessarily
Yep,
have to
the
be school.
landfill tours, the Respect program, it's year-round. We do community days. We go out into different
Right.
events in the community.
And what's that?
We go out into events in the community with the Respect program in the summertime. We set up tables. We have different games for the children to play about recycling. Dumpo always
Yeah,
comes
tell me about
along.
the recycling now. How do you put that across?
For the children?
Yeah.
Well, we talk about the different items that can be recycled, and then we ask them what they think the item could turn into. What recycling is, turning something old into something new. And then we get their feedback about their recycling experiences. And then we tell them where the trash goes if they don't recycle, which is the landfill. And finally, we give them some statistics on how long things would take to decompose in the landfill as opposed to going to the recycling plant and being recycled. So I think they're always pretty, shocked to hear those different statistics.
in other words, the idea that teach children and children go home and tell their parents. Do you find that, do you have a program like that for adults or
With the recycling?
for the whole bit, like recycling?
We don't have anything specifically designed. I have been asked by different environmental teachers, usually in the junior high or the high school, for some information and for some feedback about recycling. And I have found that a lot of the schools and a lot of the children are really starting to get involved in the recycling and wanting to participate.
But you know, I never dreamed that the time would come when they would stop smoking in restaurants, you know. And you say, oh, they'll never do that. I never thought that there would time come that everybody would be wearing safety belts, you know, or in the car or driving the belt, or driving a car with a belt. You know, it's, oh, I'm not going to wear a belt, you know. But you'd be surprised that once they get the feel of it, once they get used to it, they'll do it.
It's
and that's the
just
same
second
thing with
nature.
recycling, you know. And I know sometimes we go to parties in different places and we have soda cans, and somebody will grab the cans. Where's a recycling bin, you know? And, you know, nobody's telling them to do it. They're doing it because it's a matter of habit or something they,
their
you know.
instinct then.
And I think that's a great thing, you know. Now, how many approximately employees does Pat have, approximately?
Employees, I would say probably close to 700 employees, yeah. We're stretched all across Pennsylvania.
Tell me some of the locations.
We have,
I'm asking you questions. I don't know if that's your line now, you know.
Well, I hope so. We locally, you know, we have our corporate headquarters in Audubon. We have a location in Bridgeport, Allentown, Souderton. We're up in Nanticoke, which is up north. We have a few locations out in West Virginia. So we're basically in this region and then out in West Virginia.
And I know that, I got to say Pat, I'm say the company, okay? But Pat, we have a Christmas party for all the employees, and employees come from all over.
Yeah.
And he has it in a hotel, so the people come from another state or so won't have to, you know, they can sleep overnight in case they get too much vino or something, you know? So, which is good, safety. In other words, you respect and also look out for your employees. And I think that's what he does. And I know one time I talked to Pat talking about how cleanliness, you know, how important it is. And you see his trucks. You see his trucks drive by. They don't stink. You know, one time I was in New York. I was found a garbage truck. Oh my God! I couldn't get out of the way. I was stuck in traffic, and I mean, it stunk. I mean, I'm trying, and I didn't have no air conditioning. I had the windows down. I'm telling you. I'm lucky I made it, but one thing about the red trucks, and they had the elephant, right? That's their
the blue
sign.
elephant.
And they're always spick and span. And so, you know, every once in a while, I hear people complain, you know, say, well, my trash cans, but sometimes you get a windy day, and they blow all over the neighborhood,
Can't
you know.
help it,
So,
yeah.
So, but I know one thing. I know Al DeGennaro told me, he says, anytime a complaint, call and let us know, because, you know,
Absolutely, it'll be
nothing's
addressed
perfect,
right away.
you know. So some people do make mistakes, or maybe they had a bad day or something, may not put the trash can in the proper place or so, but, you know, give them the benefit of the doubt. And I do want to say another thing. I'm throwing a lot of bouquets and roses at Pat, but he does a lot of charity work, you know, helping here. He helped here with the school. He helped out with our TV studio here, with the film and tapes and all. And also, he got honored by the Columbus Committee. And so, I mean, it's somebody that has it. You know, my mother always says, you know, as long as you give, you know, they always have. As long as you give, you'll always have, you know. So if you're going to get it, put in your pocket and keep it there, what good is it, you know? So that's, now, come on, tell me a little bit more about, tell me about your mom now. We're talking about Pat. Tell me about, she had a big thing going on. Tell me about that.
Oh, that was wonderful.
What? Now, it was a cake sale?
It was a bake sale, yeah. We raised, I think it was $80,000 for the Norristown Hospitality Center, which is a homeless day shelter in Norristown for the homeless people. And we had hundreds and hundreds of baked goods right in her backyard. We had, you know, freezers donated from the community, tents. We had lunch brought in from a local restaurant. And then people just came all day long. It lasted morning until evening and bought baked goods. We raised that much money.
I know
with baked
ShopRite
goods.
Donated water and different things.
Yep, everyone really pulled
Giant
together.
and Gennardi's, and everybody pitched in, you know.
Everyone did.
And,
that was a great event.
And the money raised was to help the homeless and different organizations, not just one place, couple of places.
No,
I think.
I believe it was just the Norristown Hospitality
Yeah,
Center.
but
and wherever they disperse it
circulate
to.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
have a, what do they call it, soup kitchen or something
Yeah,
like that, you know?
right down in
and,
Norristown.
But, all right, now, what else? Now, are you married?
I'm not, no.
You're not married?
No, not yet.
And one of these days you're going to get married?
I hope so.
Okay, well, I had to hit you with that one, you know? So
Thanks.
I want to know more about that, okay? But let me say this. I really enjoyed this, and I'm sure that the children, Norristown area, and this whole area, you know, I would say the whole region is benefiting by this respect. And and I congratulate you for doing the job you're doing, you know?
Thank you.
And I know when I did the police work, when going into school, talking about respect for other people's property, respect for authority. And that's what it's all about. When you can do that, you know. So, all right. Lindsay, thank you very much.
Thank
The
you
half
for
hour is
having me.
over. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks a lot for allowing us to come into your home. And I hope you got something out of this. And don't forget, if there's any kind of problems, Mascaro, call them up, okay? And until we meet again, keep bobbing and weaving, okay? And God bless each and every one of you, okay? Thank you. And here's a little token appreciation for you. You're going to put in your office.
Oh, thank you very
okay?
much.
And then we'll get a little cup here, and we're going to say, Allah Zalud. That
Salud.
means to your help. Okay.